This is out. Yeah.
Oh, this is sick. This is the first podcast. It's not really a podcast. It's more like an introduction back into the YouTube, man. But this is gonna be dope.
It's an exciting one. 100%.
Yeah, it's an exciting one, man. First things first. We're back, people. What a great time to be alive.
Amen to that.
To see us at a table like this, like sophisticated gentlemen, ready to chat shit once again, man. It's been a while, man. The last time we posted on YouTube was
like a year and a half ago.
Like a year ago, and I remember it was like a what was it? It was a
plan of action in bodybuilding.
It must have been.
Yeah.
But then, to be fair, saying that, we cracked on with it, innit?
Well, we did, to be fair.
Yeah, we cracked on with it.
Unfortunately, just didn't hold the YouTube to the standards that we always said we did, but again, life got in the way, and that's exactly what we're going to be running through in this video.
Man.
So
it is. But I mean, yeah. To be fair, I mean that's a good way to put it, man. But we'll dive into that a little bit later as to why it's slowly dropped off and stuff, and as to why it's picking up now. But yeah, I mean, let's just start here first. Well, my name is Emmanuell.
And I am Leon Emmanuel.
Yep, and we are the Emmanuell Brothers. We've been going very strong in, I guess you could say, the bodybuilding / powerlifting industry, or even just the industry in general for a while now. This is just for the people that don't actually know the fuck we are, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like, yeah. So like we've been doing our piece. We've been doing our time and stuff, man. But yeah, we want to come back and we want to kind of really hit it properly, man. Hit it hard with the socials, make everything look good, because obviously that's what we do.
Quite literally, that's what we do. So
we're known to making our stuff look good, man. So yeah. But all right, first things first. Let's explain as to why we've been off the radar for fucking a minute. You want to take that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like it's come from a huge amount of reasons, being number one, business. I feel like we have really emphasized the business in the last year and a half, and it has taken off dramatically, which is of course a beautiful blessing, but it meant that the YouTube had to be put on a bit of a back burner.
What do we do? I mean, but to be fair, actually, no, what the fuck don't we do at this point? Yeah? But the whole reason as to why the YouTube has fell off of things, because our videography business has just gone like
skyrocket, which has been
skyrocketed through the roof. So let's just say it like this. So back then, I was very much self-employed and I was doing reasonably well. Now it is very much a thriving business.
Yeah, I'd love to say so.
I mean, yeah, long story short, we went from being a small 5-figure business to now a 6-figure business, and the change has been dramatic. So it's almost like me prioritizing growing the business and actually progressing it to the point where it is now, so that I am now able to do everything else that I've always wanted
100%.
to do, you know? So yeah, there's a lot that gone into it, and obviously, I don't know if you guys would probably know now that one of our biggest clients now is Vanquish, and it's fucking sick. We're also athletes of Vanquish as well. But we need to get into that. Bro, this is stuff we haven't talked about ever.
Oh my god, yeah. Wow.
Because they haven't been around, because we haven't been updating. That's crazy. But then the vast majority of people will come
from the social media, so they would have kind of had a run through of what's going on.
They'll see us. They'll come over here and like just enjoy us chatting shit for a bit, man. Just figuring.
I feel like the easiest way to go about this is put a timeline in place. Let's.
Bro, I don't even know my own timeline for fucking life at all.
Cool. Okay, let's say, when was the last time we filmed a video?
I was in prep.
You was in prep for your last bodybuilding season that ended in May, if I'm not mistaken, of which you did a PCA show, you did a regional 2-bros qualifier, and then you did a pro qualifier as well in Alicante.
And then I also done.
And then you also did PCA Universe,
and
which overall was a very good season for you. It was your first international show, of course, a big step up from everything that you've been chasing before. Of course, going en route to try and chase your pro card now, which God willing, the next time you go back in will be the case.
Yeah. Of course.
What happened from there? You came out of prep.
You went into prep.
I did.
You went into prep.
We actually timed our prep, so once he finished prep, ironically, I started, of which I did a season. I did a season of 3 shows. I did 3 shows, being the BNBF Midlands. I did PCA Manchester. No.
It was Manchester.
No, it wasn't.
Central.
No.
Northern.
No.
It was in Brum. It was in Brum, bro.
Yeah, PCA
That was Central, no?
Midlands.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, cool. I'll go over that bit.
man.
Cool. So I had my season started right after Lewis's. I started prep. I believe it was actually the day we got back from Alicante, which was pretty interesting.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, we had the framework in place. So as soon as we came back from Alicante,
Crazy.
I started prep, of which I had a pretty successful season, I'd say. It was definitely I don't think the trophy reflected how good that season was for us, in my opinion, because we brought a incredibly improved look from the year before. The look at our first show was significantly better than the final look of our last show, and then we only got better from there. So all 3 shows we improved dramatically. I did my first untested show being PCA Midlands, of which I took the classic class.
He's
for
still
a
natty,
spin.
by the way. He is still natty, by the way.
I am still natty, which I'll go over in a minute.
As in, he done an untested
I did an
show
untested show as a natural 17-year-old, and ended up in
I have to reiterate that nowadays, because otherwise people are going to
ended up in a class of 16 guys, of which I would like to say I held my own. Of course, a higher placing would have been nice. I was probably in that 7 to 8 threshold from where we were sitting.
Bro, you have to
in a class of 16 untested guys, I was pretty happy with.
Yeah. Bro,
Which again was just show we did for fun at that point. We wanted to just
and also,
test our luck there.
It's like, how much muscle do you have to have? Like, bro, like.
Oh yeah, and in a class that size as well. Like
from a class that size and being a 70-year-old natural guy who's very peeled at the time, right? You need a lot of muscle to be able to even be comparing to grown men.
No, million
It's an
percent.
open class. It's an open class,
Yeah, no age category.
Compared to grown men, that's just difficult, man.
Oh, 100%.
That's just difficult,
yeah, million
man.
percent.
And like, yeah, man. But the way that you approached that whole season was like phenomenal. Anyways, and
it was definitely a very, very well structured season for me, which was what makes me excited to go in next time, which will not be this year, that's for sure. We are both not competing this year. We're taking some time off to continue pushing the business and continue just growing some more muscle tissue, because the next time we go, we want to be bridging the gap now. We want to be maxing our own retrospect of where we're trying to be and being the most competitive athletes we can be. So no point taking another back-to-back season. You've done how many back-to-back seasons now?
4. Mate.
You've done 4 back-to-back seasons.
4 back-to-back seasons.
I've
14
done
shows. Fuck it, mate.
I've done two back-to-back seasons with 6 shows. So I think it makes sense that we both take a year out and then
we need
go.
The time off, man. We need the time
Again,
off.
enjoy a summer where we're not deep into prep.
This is the first summer where I'm not prepping, man. I can go. Not to be fair, saying that.
It doesn't change much. It just means we can just enjoy some more food, which will be nice.
Food.
Train heavier and harder than ever. Grow some more, which will be nice as well.
Yeah, that's a fair point, man.
Well, what happened, and then once our season finished, the week after was probably one of the biggest weeks of our life. If you wanted to start that off.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Leon basically finished prep, and at this point we've been working with Vanquish for a decent while now. We got the offer to go out to the Olympia, and it was the 60th anniversary of the Olympia, right? And we went out there for 9 days. We went out to Vegas for 9 days. We were filming with some of the top athletes, and fuck me, what a fucking life-changing experience, man.
Oh yeah, probably one of the most surreal experiences of our lives.
The
not even one of, it was the most surreal experience of our lives. And it's because it happened on such a very short notice. We of course got put in
a week and a
half notice of going out to the Olympia to again shoot with some of the greatest athletes of the world and be just deep in the situation with all these great athletes and being able to actually connect with them on a personal level rather than just seeing them as a fan. As at the end of the day, that's what we were going into that. We were just fans of bodybuilding. And yes, being able to just speak and connect with these guys on a human to human level, I would say, was
crazy.
Yeah, very, very surreal. A little bit of imposter syndrome, which rightly so. Like,
No, of course, no. When you you know what it is, when you jump the level, especially with like video work and the way that
100%.
at that time, as in it was going great. You know, at this point it was going great.
But that was a whole new level. Yeah.
From that point onwards,
Wow.
everything just went yoink. Like it was at like 50%, and it went to like 250%, like just like this.
Yeah.
So it was just like that was like ultimately that huge jump. But then again, we worked very hard to kind of get into the position.
Oh,
where we were
1,000,000%.
at that point.
100%.
Right? It was a stressful fucking trip.
Yeah.
It was a stressful trip.
A lot of things went
my
wrong.
Camera broke. My main camera, buckled on me. My main camera buckled on me, when I needed it most. So I had to run to a flipping camera store
And buy a camera.
Vegas and
Buy a
2
camera.
racks for the fucking camera, which is the camera I got behind the which I'm using right now. It's an amazing camera. Don't get me wrong.
It was probably the best thing that could have happened to you.
Yes, it was.
It was as much as terrible as it was. It was probably the best thing that could have happened for that trip, purely because it just allowed the quality of work on that trip to
2 racks.
skyrocket. Oh no!
2 racks out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere on a camera whilst already in a very stressful situation in Vegas when we were. Yeah.
Oh man, I think it slapped me out of nowhere. And I'm like,
Yeah, it was
I was contemplating life. We're out there. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, how's this happening?
my bank account.
Yeah, obviously, of course, we had 2 cameras, right?
But our main leading camera,
buckled.
that was going to be the forefront of all the entire work that it was doing out in Vegas, decided to break on us.
But then again, we're businessmen, we're problem solvers.
Oh yeah, and what we did was solve the problem. Let's be real.
We solved the problem at a very efficient pace.
Yeah.
We're only down like
A camera for one day, 24 hours.
Yeah, barely 24 hours. But then also, this is the worst part about it. We was in Vegas, right? Obviously, my bank account security is top notch. It's gonna flag me because it's in Vegas. So I got my accounts denied numerous times, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I have no idea. But then at that point, I've called my bank at like 5 in the morning over there, because that's the only time they're awake over here, right? Because it was like an 8-hour difference or some bullshit like that, right? So I had to wait early in the morning to call my banks to
allow that payment to go through.
I'm in Vegas.
I'm buying that camera. Yeah, I'm the one buying that camera.
I'm buying a fucking camera. Please, can you unblock my card? Oh yeah, of course you can unblock it. Bang, unblock my cards, and then we jump in an Uber 5 minutes down the road, back to the camera store. Bang, buy the damn camera. Jesus Christ, what a stressful situation.
But putting that aside, what a trip that was, man. Probably one of the greatest trips of our lives, right? Yeah, it was one of the greatest trips.
Surreal trip. It was amazing, man. But curious, this is a question. What do you think's been almost like the hardest portion of this year so far for you?
Oh, this year. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Of course, we moved out. This is our spot.
Before we go on to that question, let's just continue the timer.
We'll continue. Yeah, my bad. All right. So when we got back, right, we moved straight into our new flat, which is the one that we're in right now. So that jump was fucking stressful, right?
Oh, of course. We
came back to flipping boxes
in an apartment.
Apartment that we've
whilst being incredibly jet lagged and backlogged with a lot of work.
It was for like a month and a half.
It was a difficult month. I think the back end of October, going into November, was probably a difficult time just to try and adjust to moving out for the first time, moving out your parents' house at 17 and 22.
I was 22 at that point,
which is pretty cool to say, nonetheless. It was a pretty cool achievement of us. But then dealing with the new routine, as well as the backlog of work from, of course, spending 10 days in Vegas around a already busy window where you had a lot of work that you needed to deal with, and that being postponed for that period of time. Catching up of that was pretty difficult, and then again, just getting into the new routine of things. I feel like that's probably our biggest hurdle since we last filmed. I would say was getting into the routine of things once we moved house. I feel like that was
I'm actually almost being effective
at everything we do again, because
we had to
rewire everything again, right? It's like a new system.
We had to make new systems for every single thing we done, And also saying that there was a lot more things that we needed to do, obviously, now that we were alone.
Yeah.
And we had to handle everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of you guys will know.
And once you move out.
And a lot of you won't know, right, is the fact that obviously when you move out, everything just gets like, it gets
a whole
10
lot
times more
harder.
peaceful.
Yeah, but 10 times a lot
more
harder.
stressful.
Yeah,
It gets
100%.
harder, right?
So many more things you got to worry about there. Like,
Yeah, but that's the give and take, right?
Oh,
But
of
then
course.
I guess it's once you learn those systems and once you start to understand, all right, cool, these are the types of things that you need to do to then make it easier for yourself. Like, it takes a while to figure it out, but like me and Leon, we've cracked the code on living on our own now.
oh, 100%.
Right? Alongside obviously trying to manage and monitor a business, just retardedly stupid. It took all of our time, man.
I mean, it's
Like-
been the single-handedly greatest decision we've made though
Oh,
when it comes to our
1,000,000%.
business, because
Yeah,
I
1,000,000%.
feel like that was the pivotal factor that allowed us to go from here to up here. Which again, we're still not there yet in terms of where we want to be, but
Fuck
it was
me, we are.
it definitely was our pivotal change that we had
man, it's
making that move.
Everything's moving in the direction that we need it to go.
Yeah.
And that is the greatest part about it. But obviously,
Touch wood, that stays the case, of course.
amen to that, man. But I was gonna say, let's have a little quick little dive on what do you think's been the hardest, I guess, hardest thing that we've had to deal with like this year. So this current
This year. Ooh.
Yeah. Most difficult part has been stress management, especially with the business
I would
developing
agree
at
with you,
such
to be honest. Yeah, no.
the business was developing at such a fast rate.
And just handling that to the standard that we wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So,
Because you need to uphold the standard and the service that you're giving.
as well as just the workload of everything, just making sure that we are
Yeah, it was killing.
staying on the ball with that and keeping that to the standards that we wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Whilst actively still trying to grow.
Oh,
But I feel like even despite it was a difficult process, I feel like we are very much cracking the code there.
you cracked the code.
I feel like we've.
That's what we're saying here.
I feel like, yeah, that's why we're coming back to the YouTube. If
Because we cracked the fucking code.
Otherwise we would not be here.
No.
No.
No. Did you ever feel like giving up since everything really kicked off?
Boring answer, I would say no.
No.
No, not at all.
Absolutely
I don't know. I mean, how do I say this without sounding like a up my own arse?
You're too good.
Nah, I just feel like giving up's a weak mindset, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
especially after making a commitment like moving out whilst being fully self-employed, right? I feel like you have that financial pressure as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As in, like, you don't have a 9-to-5 job to rely on your income at the end of the day, because that's just not how it works being self-employed. We've had moments where things have been a lot more difficult, where we've hit some struggles, but then again, I feel like it's all been part of the process. And if anything, my most difficult time throughout months has been my most productive times as well, purely because of the fact that added little bit of pressure, whether it's financial, just mental pressure, I feel like just put me into like it puts you into like a thriving environment and makes you really want to just sort your shit out.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had a good few long sit downs with myself and with you and been like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not happy with X, Y, and Z. We need to sort our shit out. And I feel like reflecting like that has been such a key thing for us. We do it all the time, whether it's
every night
at stupid times like it is 1 in the morning right now.
1 in the morning. Yeah.
1 in the morning, or in the car on long journeys, or even like sometimes just like to and from the gym, just reflecting on things. Like I feel like it's been such a key thing with us. I mean, especially considering like our work has always been deeply intertwined with each other.
It's been very streamlined. Saying that, I was about to say, on that topic, building a personal brand like with Leon. I just want to dive onto that literally fast, just because I don't think it's a very rare thing to kind of see nowadays, and especially from the vast majority of people that I talk to, it's a very rare thing to see. Is almost a relationship that me and Leon have like as siblings. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, a lot of people don't have that relationship with their brothers or sisters, man.
Which I find crazy, by the way. Of course, there is certain anomaly scenarios where that's probably for the better, but I feel like at the end of the day, they're your blood. They're the people you grew up with. So who better people to try and align your goals with and share the same vision and, of course, build an empire with, right? The goal is always to build an empire with your closest ones. So.
But like at the end of the day, bro, like who else can you trust more
than blood?
Than blood, you know what I mean? As in, like, for example, like I could find like a business partner like tomorrow, or like I could have a good friend that was a business partner. But listen, if needs be necessary, my dog will think for himself. You know what I mean? If it comes to a dirty, difficult decision one day, where it's like, all right, cool, it's either the business or your friendship, or you find like a way out or whatever, right? There's nothing that's almost tying you. Like, there's nothing that's tying you and him together. But like if our point, me and Leon, it's like if we grow together. If we fall together.
1,000,000%.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's almost like that all or nothing mentality, but pair it between two people, and it's like it's like a bullet train.
100%.
You know? So it's like, it's almost like that mentality that I love building almost like an empire with someone who's literally a split copy of me, right?
But probably, just a little bit better.
Probably slightly just a little more rational. Yeah? Slightly more rational.
And logical. And
like
yeah.
A lot smaller.
Just about.
A lot weaker.
Just
right?
about.
But like, it's still there, you know what I mean? It's that common ground that we both have in especially succeeding and stuff, and a lot of our goals align as well at the same time. Yo, listen, it's as simple as this, yeah? Next year, we're gonna retire our mum. Next year, we're also gonna retire our dad, right? And it's a known fact. We've been saying this for years, that at that point where I'll be 23, right? That's what I wanna do, yeah? Who else am I going to be able to work with to make that happen? He has the same fucking goals as well.
Yep.
Like, it's not like I have a business partner that's like, oh, let's retire your mum and dad. You know what I mean? It doesn't fucking work.
No.
We have the same fucking parents. That's how it works, right?
Yep.
But like, our goals, everything that we want to do is so aligned and intertwined with one another, so it just makes sense.
It's one vision at the end of the day, right?
One vision,
it's a shared vision, man. Yeah.
That's it. That is great stuff, man. Do we ever clash?
Yeah, every once in a while. There's not many, I would say, like really, really big things that we've clashed on, because I feel like 99% of the time we're pretty aligned when it comes to any big decisions anyway. I don't think there's been many things that have been like, and again, if there has been, it would be more so just both sat down and rationed our sides and found out what the true best move is there. I don't think we've really had any pivotal clashes. And again, we grew up together as brothers, right? As we fought so many times growing up, and we're both not people who hold big grudges. So like we've had extremely heated arguments, wanted to take each other's heads off, and laughed about it and kept it moving 5 minutes later. So I feel like that's just been.
But you know
something.
What it is? Do you know what it is with us here? What I realised, it goes like this,
but and then immediately just bang.
As in you hit that peak,
laugh,
like
and then anyways,
and then it drops off, and you go, anyways, let's carry on walking. Right? Remember that one time we were walking Chase at night, bro, and we just started.
We were just shouting.
We're screaming at each other. Is this like 11 at night or some bullshit like this? We're taking chances.
I have no idea what it was about now, thinking about it.
No, bro, it was
about bodybuilding.
It's
probably
bodybuilding related. We had
which I was, of course, right about.
But whatever the fuck it was, we was arguing. we got so heated, like I want to headbutt this guy. And then all of a sudden,
we laughed.
We just started laughing, and we're like, all right, let's carry on walking. But like, that's what happens with us, man. But like, I think we don't really clash like that no more.
Nah, not really, man.
Like, we never really did
Don't
in the first
need to,
place.
like...
But yeah, I also, just like before we wrap up and stuff, I do want to talk. Well, first off, this has been really cool. This has been well fun, actually.
I do want to do this again, to be honest. This was very fun.
I want to make it clear, like when on this page, especially with the way that me and Leon are going, I don't want it to be all fitness. Like,
no.
Especially because of what we've now.
Because our lives aren't. It's not all fitness, right? I mean, the time when we did our last video,
our lives.
It very much was. I was still a kid, really. I was a kid who lived at home, who loved gym, and my whole life was revolved around the gym. Whereas that's just not the case anymore. Yeah,
Not at all,
bodybuilding is still a huge priority and it's something that
And that's we're going
to expand and
we're not
going to continue clearing up as that's the goal.
Exactly. We're not going to not be doing it.
Yeah,
right?
no.
It's going to keep on going.
It's literally like engraved into our routines, but we also have bigger and different things to worry about and scale at the same time, which we didn't before. So we kind of just want to show that whole
We want to show the whole process
really,
I think, especially in my mind, the way that I'm seeing it now is with this platform that we have, I almost want to make sure that every single one of you can leave all the videos with some sort of knowledge, some sort of idea, some sort of creative vision on doing something.
Yeah.
Right? Like we do a lot. There is a lot going on, right? And a lot of the videos that we can talk about when it comes to business, when it comes to being able to work for yourself, like there's a lot of things that have happened in our lives in the past year that we'll be able to educate on, right? And almost help people get into a position where we have been in now.
Yeah.
Because it's probably this is the dream. This is what I've asked for. You know what I mean? It's like countless nights. Like you pray for this shit, and once it happens, you're like, fuck, like I'm here.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like I want to make sure that we give all of the knowledge that we can back to you guys, so that you can almost go and try and implement this into your life as well.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
And we can do so much content and so many videos and talk to you guys so much about this sort of stuff, because it's our lives. We live this like day in, day out, right?
And I just feel it's a little bit more personal, getting to know us on a bit of a deeper level.
I want people to know who we are
and what we actually do, rather than just seeing
just the face,
cool training and our physique. But again, we are much bigger than that. We do much more than that, and I would say we live pretty cool lives. So I would be very grateful to say that I love my current life, and it's something that
life is beautiful,
I'd love to be able to document as well. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, man. It's going to be beautiful. But like, I also want you guys to chime in here as well. Like, if you got to the end of the video, I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, what a G.
But like, we want to know what you want us to talk about. We want you to know what you want to see, right? Because there's so many different things that we can obviously go over.
1,000,000%.
The amount of knowledge we've accumulated over the past year is stupid. So we want to be able to
lifetime's worth, really.
It's a lifetime's worth of knowledge, man.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We want to be able to share as much as possible with you guys, so that you can learn from what we've done. You can learn from our mistakes, and you can go implement the new things that you learn.
Your life, really,
man. Go and implement into your life, man. Because that's what we've done with all the information that we were able to gain. And obviously, if you pair knowledge with action, you're going to get almost like a reaction, which is going to be the outcome of what your life is going to end up.
Words, my friend. Words.
Yeah, but that's the way you got to see it, right? But yeah. Anyways, before this video gets way too long, I think that's where we'll call it, man. But I think, bro, this has been
very fun. Yeah, I did very much enjoy this.
Like, and it wasn't a crazy amount of time, but like we can sit down and we can talk about all of these things, man. We can have a whole little list of things that we can talk about here. You guys can just put this on in the background, man. Have a little listen while you're doing whatever you got to do. You know, you don't have to sit here and watch it. You just sit here and listen, because it's just knowledge. You're getting free game, bang, 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 every fucking minute. But yeah. Anyways, guys, we're gonna be back, and it's gonna be absolutely wonderful.
I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be real good.
Man, it's good to be back. But yeah. Anyways, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you like the video, make sure to let us know either on Instagram or
just in the comments, man. Yeah, just let us know.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see? If there's anything specific, just let us know. If there's anything you want us to talk about, develop, or even talk about from our own life and kind of like perspective and stuff, man, just let us know, and we can get to it. But yeah, anyways, guys, big love, man. We will see you in a bit. Let's fucking go. We back, baby. We back, baby. Hey.